Thank you. Thank you very much. And we'll go ahead with Ms. Martin.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today. My name is Aurene Martin. I am a member of the Bad River Band of Lake Superior, Ojibwe, and I'm here on behalf of the National Indian Child Welfare Association. I'm on their board of directors. The National Indian Child Welfare Association, or NICWA, is a national American Indian and Alaska Native organization with over 25 years of experience in public policy development related to Native children and families. Our mission is twofold. First, we try to address the issues of child abuse and neglect through training, policy development, research, and community development. Our other main goal is to support compliance with the Indian Child Welfare Act. The primary focus of my testimony today will be BIA programs serving Native children and families, and so it's going to actually dovetail well with Aaron's testimony. Before I go into my comments, though, I would like to thank the committee and its staff for their I'm not trying to suck up. But
Go ahead. It's
but
good.
for your support of child welfare and social service programs for Indian tribes. Without your support, the situation would be so much worse, and I do really appreciate your efforts to help Indian country. So as Aaron discussed, Native children are placed in foster care at a much higher rate than those children in the general population, and in fact, in some states, the level is 10 times as many children. Yet tribal governments are some of the most underfunded when it comes to programs that deal with these issues. And in some situations, they don't have any direct access at all and have to go through states for funding. Some examples of that are the Social Services Block Grant, Medicaid, and the Mental Health Block Grant. We also know, and studies have shown, that the surest way to reduce the number of children in the child welfare system is to have full capacity to treat the children while they're still in the home, but also when they're in state care. And although federal law recognizes the tribe's rights, their inherent sovereign rights to intervene in child welfare cases and to provide services for their children, with the lack of funding, it makes it extremely difficult to enforce your rights or to provide basic services. So it's for these reasons that we provide our recommendations. I'm really going to talk about three. We've got additional recommendations in our written testimony, but our priority recommendation is that Indian Child Protection and Family Violence Prevention Act grant programs, it's a mouthful, so I have to always read it, be funded at $43 million. And this act, the Indian Child Protection and Family Violence Prevention Act, was enacted in 1990 to address the lack of reporting, investigation, and treatment and prevention of child abuse in Indian country. It sought to do two things. One, to identify incidents of abuse and family violence in Indian country and to reduce those incidents, and also to provide funds for mental health treatment for victims of abuse and family violence. It created mandatory reporting requirements and required background checks for professionals that deal with Native children, and it's been pretty successful in addressing those incidents. However, the other main goal of the Act was to provide funding for abuse prevention and mental health treatment for Native families, particularly children who've been abused. And that's never been funded. And we feel that particularly right now with all of the attention on VAWA and domestic violence, that children who are the victims of these situations as well receive treatment. Our other request, or our second request, is to fund ICWA programs both on and off reservation. The on-reservation ICWA funding was originally intended to help tribes provide basic social services for ICWA cases. And it's been successful, but it's woefully underfunded. And so it's funded about $19 million right now, and almost every tribe receives it. However, over 2/3 of the tribes receive less than $30,000. And with that $30,000, the list of things that they have to do is long. They have to provide child protective services, family reunification and rehabilitation services. They have to provide case management. They have to recruit and retain foster care families, and provide adoption services. And that's not even enough money for one full-time position. Additionally, off-reservation ICWA programs provide the same services as an on-reservation ICWA program, but they've not been funded for a number of years. With 67% of the Native population living off reservation, we feel it's vitally important to provide those services. I'll sum up. We know that prevention, early intervention, and treatment of childhood trauma saves not only lives but money. And because children who experience violence are more likely to have problems and end up in the system later. So that's the reason for our recommendations, and I thank you for your opportunity to testify.